It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Good morning once again. Here we are on Tuesday already. Monday seemed to fly by, I think. I don't know if the rest of you felt that way. Regardless, we'll start with news on Tuesday.
It is back to school today as normal after a very tough day yesterday for several schools in the Ozarks after a tragedy in Nashville claimed the lives of 7 people following a shooting at a private Christian elementary school in Tennessee. At least 5 of our local high schools then also started getting phone calls of a gun or a shooting on campus. Kickapoo in Springfield, as well as Ozark, Carl Junction, Branson, and Carthage. All 5 had false reports made. Springfield district leaders actually said they received news that false reports of shootings were being reported all around the U.S. So there could be more than those 5, but we know of at least those 5 locally following what happened in Nashville.
The whole thing is tragic and evil. But now to call in these false alarms is unbelievable that we're now doing this, victimizing everybody. It's awful.
An incident from 1 year ago is receiving some new attention because of a new lawsuit. A 2-year-old little girl was killed by a police officer as officers were in a standoff with the little girl's dad. Police were called to a home during a confrontation in which the dad shot and killed that 2-year-old's mom. So now some other family members are now suing the cities of Baxter Springs and Joplin, along with Cherokee County, and the unnamed officer who fired that shot that ultimately killed the 2-year-old.
Oh, terrible situation. We'll get to traffic after some 730 car crashes along Sunshine Street east of Glenstone. Part of the reason why I never drive that road unless I have to. It's my least favorite stretch of road in the Ozarks, Sunshine Street. We're talking east of Glenstone. 730 crashes there in a 4-year study, in a 4-year period. The State Department of Transportation is now hoping to do some major improvements there on Sunshine. Business owners in that area, though, are not thrilled about that because it would limit people from being able to turn left into their businesses off Sunshine unless they were at a stoplight. So they're going to put in a big median that would block it. An $8 million plan by MoDOT would add sidewalks on that stretch as well as the sticking point, which is the median. So they would lose some entrances where there are the high crash numbers. MoDOT is planning now to conduct a public meeting to talk about that this summer. But the point is they don't want T-bone accidents where somebody's turning left and it gets hit. So they're trying to cut down and then make you do like a U-turn at different areas to be able to turn left.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. Actually, one of the business owners sits on city council. So
Right.
I know that he's been talking about that, which, I mean, there's a lot of businesses there. So
Sure. Yeah.
weighing all of that. Okay, so Springfield is considering to put some new laws in place now that recreational marijuana has been approved. Of course, it is legal, but municipalities still have the ability to go in and set some restrictions, such as where it can be consumed. So right now, they're talking about not allowing it in public places or in cars, but that can create a whole host of issues because define public place, define using it how, like if you're smoking it or if you are eating an edible while you're driving down a road or a vape pen. I mean, there's a million questions with that, but council is talking about it and it could come up for a vote in mid-April. So we'll see.
It's created like you said, a whole host of new things to think about for law enforcement and for cities.
Yeah. And just defining the terms, which is always, I mean, I actually think that stuff is interesting. I always liked sitting in court to, hear those terms defined, but it'll be interesting for something like that because it's fairly new. I mean, obviously there are multiple other states, but not that I'm super familiar with on municipalities having their own set rules. So, all right. Now this one, St. Louis area developers have announced which hotel chain will be a part of the new Oasis at Lakeport, which is coming to Lake of the Ozarks.
Mm-hmm.
We were telling you about that yesterday. Developers say that they have now entered an agreement with Marriott.
Oh,
They will build a 10-story, 400-room resort hotel along with a big conference center. There will also be a full spa, a fitness center, restaurants, bars, a wedding pavilion. You name it, it'll be there. That whole
wow.
element, by the way, will be connected to an amusement park and a water park.
Wow. That is a major development. What was it? $300 million? Isn't that what we said?
I think that's right. I think
Yeah.
that's what we said yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
and like you said, there's a lot of people from St. Louis who go to Lake of the Ozarks.
Yes.
We don't. We've never. I mean, if we're going to go to a body of water, it's going to be Table Rock. So, I'm
Yeah.
not honestly super familiar with Lake of the I mean, I've done a number of stories up there, but not always on the water, so I'm not super familiar.
It's a different atmosphere altogether than from Table Rock. We just prefer Table Rock, but Lake of the Ozarks is a nice lake. More shoreline than the state of California along the Lake of the Ozarks, which is kind of mind-boggling to think about, but it's true.
It is.
Election day, 1 week away now from today. There are lots of big issues on this one for an April election. Just to name a few, Springfield voters will decide on several city council seats, also school board members, who the next mayor in town will be. Plus, Branson voters will also decide on a mayor. And for Springfield Public Schools, the question about a $220 million bond issue that would pay for a list of renovations at several schools, some new schools as well. There are 4 candidates vying for 2 positions on the school board. Nixa and Republic schools also have bond issues on the ballot next Tuesday, and several counties will decide whether to charge an additional tax on marijuana sales. So it's big stuff being decided on an election when typically a lot fewer people show up to vote. November elections draw more people typically. But of course, now what is basically early voting is open. If you go to the library center, I think, or near the courthouse on Boonville, you can
The
vote
election
early,
center, I think, yeah, is what
and
it's
you don't
called.
have. Yeah, you can vote without an excuse for voting absentee. So it's basically early voting.
Yeah, which sits just north of the Judicial Center, right, on
Right.
Boonville.
Yeah,
So,
and there's a big sign that says absentee voting here. I drive by it every day. It's a big sign that'll let you know.
okay. Out with the barbecue and in with the Mexican food in downtown Springfield. I hope that I don't butcher the name. So if I do, you just have to forgive me. El Parizo. I think that's how you say it.
You got
Paraiso. There
Didn't
you
you get an
go.
A in Spanish?
I did. I got an A in conversational Spanish and I was doing fine in Dallas. And then I moved to Springfield from Dallas and it went south from there. So it opens in mid-April on West College Street, and Lost Signal Brewing Co. is set to close. So they've been open for about 5 years. So pretty good run, but you hate to hear when local stores are closing down. So, and there's been a lot recently that we reported on. So El Perizo already has 1 location in Stratford. So now they're going to open in Springfield as well. They serve nachos, fajitas, seafood, just to name a few of their menu items.
Okay, that's exciting. I love new restaurants.
Me too. And I love Mexican food. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I also love barbecue. So, I'm sad to see it go. But if I have my choice between the two, I'm going Mexican food 9 times out of 10. So, all right. The Kitchen, which is a big nonprofit in Springfield, is celebrating 40 years of serving those in need. They help with food, emergency shelters, temporary housing, veteran services, just to name a few. That and so much more for our neighbors in need. So, congratulations to the Kitchen. That is quite an accomplishment on
Yeah.
their incredible work.
Yeah. Well done. Well done. Hey, most of you probably know this. A big holiday is coming up on Thursday of this week. It's an annual holiday for a lot of people. It takes place in the spring. Sarah, do you know what I'm talking about?
No idea.
Opening day of Cardinals baseball.
Yeah, everybody's tracking with you.
Did you honestly not know? Or did you
No, I
actually know?
knew. Of course I knew, and so does
Of
everybody
course you
else.
knew. Of course you knew Cardinals baseball. Okay.
Listen, that was a
Yeah.
prereq to get married to you, as I had to love the Cardinals and coffee, and now I'm an
Yeah.
addict.
But you've given up since then. Like I have on several other things.
Sort of.
St. Louis Cardinals start the new season Thursday. We're just 2 days away. That's exciting. What it all means, spring and just summer. They're going to play the Toronto Blue Jays at home. Opening day pep rally set for Ballpark Village at 10:30 in the a.m. And then the highlight, one of the highlights of the season, are the pregame festivities that take place at Busch Stadium. Because all of the former Cardinals, all the Hall of Famers come around. You get to see them and clap for them. It's really a great event. I haven't been to an opening day. You know what? My last opening day, I went with Ron, Sarah, my friend Ron, who I just was watching basketball with a couple weeks ago. We went to the final opening day at the old Busch Stadium. So it's last opening day, and I have a picture of it. It's right there. You can see it on my wall.
What else do you have
It's
from opening day?
that one.
Why
That's
don't you tell the
that's
good folks of the Ozarks what else you got that day?
that is a picture of the final opening
see
day.
it.
And
We
my buddy and
see
I
it.
are sitting, you can't see it, but we're sitting like right over there.
What else did you bring home? Do you remember this?
What did I bring home from opening day?
I think it was opening day because it was like
2005. Yeah, 2005.
Oh, if it was in 05, we weren't married yet, so never mind. At one point, I just feel like you guys should know that he brought home Ziploc baggies of dirt from Busch Stadium, from the old Busch Stadium. He was like, Busch Stadium is going out. They're building a new Busch Stadium. So I've
Close.
got to bring all this dirt home. I'm like, what exactly are you going to do with those Ziploc baggies of dirt?
Close. Your memory's a little off on this. I have chunks of the old Busch Stadium, like
It's dirt.
Chunks of concrete.
Literal dirt.
It's not dirt. They're like big rocks. I think you're confused with something else. But anyway, I do have big chunks of the old Busch Stadium. When I worked in St. Louis, we got access to the stadium where they were tearing it down. So I have chunks like this size and that size of the old Busch Stadium concourse that I used to walk on as a kid. So if you need a chunk, I'm selling it. I still have some left because people don't believe it's real, but they're actually authentic. I promise you. And it's not dirt.
I think that they believe that it's real. They just don't want it. Because what are you going to do with that?
You display it proudly.
Right.
Like my chairs, my Busch Stadium chairs.
Yeah.
See those?
We see them. Right there they are. Everybody, there's chairs.
Those are seats from the old Busch Stadium. All right. Sarah's making fun again. So somebody needs to email her about how horrible she is.
I remember I showed you the email I got last week. There was a lady who was like, "You are mean to Ethan." I was like, "Listen, lady, he's my best friend. I can be a mean turd to him sometimes because we're BFFs. It's fine."
That's like me and Lisa Rose and me. Because when it started out, they got onto me for being mean to her. And then it flipped at some point.
To me, as in Sarah. You said her as in Lisa. Lisa got onto you for being mean to me.
No, but beyond that, viewers used to get onto Lisa or get onto me. You got me all confused. Viewers used to get onto me when I first started for getting onto Lisa and joking around with her. And then it flipped at some point, and they started getting onto Lisa for being mean to me.
I remember
which was the greatest thing.
I remember that. But
that was the greatest.
Also Lisa, sweet Lisa,
would
get onto me for being mean to you and vice versa.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm like, actually, I find it very endearing. I find it very endearing. I'm a fan.
She's super sweet to Randy.
Yeah. She is so sweet. That you guys, she's as sweet as she seems. It's true. I know. It's hard to believe, but it's true.
When I used to go speak to groups, and I would always say, all right, I'll just get this out of the way to begin with. Yes, Lisa Rose really is as nice in person as she is on TV.
Yeah.
Moving on.
You guys were like siblings. You and Lisa were like siblings.
Yeah, she's the best.
Okay, I love this last story, but let's skip it. We are literally 14 minutes in.
We'll do it tomorrow.
We'll do it tomorrow. It's a good story. Come back tomorrow for it. Woo! There's your tease.
I have a quick kicker for everybody. It was 10 years ago on this very day that our boy, our youngest, Griffin, was born. So today is his birthday. It's hard to believe our youngest is now double digits, 10 years old. That's shocking and crazy to think about. But It is Griffin's birthday. So I
Happy
just posted
birthday,
a picture. I just posted a picture of him from our soccer tournament in Kansas City that he won over the weekend. So if you want to see how big he is, you can take a look there on my Facebook page.
He's sweet and huge. He was born huge.
He was
And
born
he has
huge.
remained. He's remained. My double-digit child at birth. Yes, birth weight, that is. Okay, well, here we are. It's getting long, so we'll let you go. We hope you join us back here tomorrow morning. Have a happy Tuesday.
Thanks for watching. See you.